Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talking Groose. I am your host, the Groose, and as always, we're coming to you from Rocket Courier Studios in lovely, wonderful Tempe, Arizona. And like every 2 weeks, we have across the table from me is the co-host, better known so great I don't have to pay for it. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
I mean, I am just that great to where anybody, they all just
Anyway.
Yeah, well. So hey, how's your last couple weeks been?
Pretty good. We are going to have a special guest today in the Let's Talk segment.
Oh, really? And do I know the special guest?
You've known him since the day he was born.
Oh, yes, that's correct. His presence has been graced with me his whole entire life. No.
No. Greg was there the night that my son Richie was born. November.
Yeah, he's in town this weekend, you were saying.
Yep, he's in town. My daughter Brianna is having a baby shower at my house tomorrow that I have graciously allowed my house to be used for.
You've allowed your house to be molested for?
Something like that.
I mean...
But anyway, he brought his wife and my grandson, and
you've been getting grandson time, and I hope
been getting grandson time.
Oh, good. I see you got a little more gray up there. Soon you will have the white head of knowledge, like me. Well, you have the white head, but maybe not knowledge.
I'll have the knowledge without the white head. I'm good.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey. Yeah. Exactly. So, folks, we have this week. We're going to be coming to you with some other more wacky stories from around the internet and the web. I think we got some good ones this week.
Yeah, we were looking through them here in the pre-show prep that we are now doing, and I like them.
They are.
And
we didn't coordinate colors today, by the way. We did not purposely call each other and go, let's wear. I'm just sporting the.
I'm sporting the first Rocket Courier shirt that I pulled out of my closet this morning.
I'm supporting the hometown, the hometown, not the hometown teams, the Diamondbacks. But for years out here, the Cubs were the hometown team.
Well, we're 2 miles away from the spring training park, so technically we're close to the hometown.
Yeah. Okay. True. But it's you got to support the lovable losers. This week, this episode, actually, I want to say this week, but this episode, we're going to be going over some more world records.
Ones that we won't be challenging this time.
And we're still working, folks, on getting you the our own matchstick. We're matchstick record breaking. We're in the process of spring training ourselves for the big leagues. Stretch. I was wondering, since Guinness Records said that they like the matchstick Eiffel Tower, they could modify the matches.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we were to shape them so we could fit more in, if that would be.
I say we just open a pack.
We'll just go for it. Let's just go ahead and do it. Make it happen. Make it work. All right.
There's
so
300 in the pack. Let's see if we can utilize the whole pack. Between the two of us.
I don't think there's a record for how many matches you can put in the orifices of your body. So
let's not find out.
I don't want to find out that record. If there is one, please no. But anyway, so with that, let's go ahead and get this show paid for and move it on to our wonderful segment of Weird from the Web. But first, like I said, let's pay for this episode. So every couple weeks we come to you from Rocket Courier Studios. Now, if you're a business that does business in Arizona, if you're from out of state and you need things done in Arizona, reach out to Rocket Courier. They've been in business for 15 years. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
You need something from Arizona to go to other states. That's been happening a lot lately.
Well, yeah, okay, they can do that too, folks.
Yep.
Gotta love live commercials. They will deliver anything from as small as an envelope to as large as a pallet. They do court filings. They do process serves. They send medical supply, anything. They will deliver anything, and I know that I learned that myself this week. Mention the Groose, receive $5 off of your first order. Rocket Courier, you can reach out to them on the web at rocketcourieraz.com. Feel free to give them a call also at 480-217-0933. Now remember, it's not rocket science, it's Rocket Courier. And now, weird from the web. So this week we've got some good, very off the wall stories that came off of out of our good friends of the internet. Let me ask you: have you ever spilt beer?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I try not to because that's alcohol abuse.
Yeah,
I don't need to be locked up in some 12-step program because I spilt my beer. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and let's go ahead and get into this one.
So there was a tank malfunction that drenched a brewery employee with beer. A Minnesota brewery shared the video of the moment a brewing tank malfunction caused a brewer to be blasted with beer and thrown across the room.
Okay, so it's actually quite hilarious. So let's go ahead. Yeah, so that is some serious alcohol abuse, sir.
Right, and I mean that was probably the best malfunction he's ever had at work.
I wouldn't. I would have put my mouth there and just started letting it go.
That might have been a little too high pressure of a flow.
I've been like, ah. Anyways, go ahead and go on.
What happened to you, Greg? I tried to cut out a beer.
Anyways, go on with what we got
the
going
Back
here.
Channel Brewing Company in Spring Park posted a video to Facebook showing a brewer named Brendan checking systems on a large stainless steel tank. The video shows a valve breaking off, causing a strong stream of beer to blast out of the tank and hit Brendan in the chest, launching him across the room. Brendan quickly gets back up, starts trying to pull the plug hole while the other employees rush to help. The brewery said the New England IPA from the tank has now been dubbed Blowback and is available in limited release, obviously.
Well, limited release, I mean, yeah, there we go.
There was some limited release all over poor Brendan there.
Yeah, and all over the floor of the brewery. I mean, I've always thought that being a brewer would be a fun job, but that right there, that gives a new meaning to it. It's like when the coach wins the Super Bowl or the World Series or whatever.
Right, and they drench him.
They give the Gatorade bath.
Yeah,
the beer bath.
At least it wasn't the bath that Joker fell in the Batman movie.
Oh well, yeah. Now, which Batman? You got to make that reference now.
The original, or not the original, the 1989 classic Michael Keaton Batman.
There you go. So we had leap year happened here since the last time we met. Leap day, I mean. I feel bad for those kids that were born on leap day because you're like 100 and you'll be only 25.
Well, technically.
I mean,
I wish your body aged that way. I'd be like, please change my birthday to February 29th.
Yeah, I would like to. So what happened is in New Zealand. Now, once again, these are over on the other side of the globe. Thank God we don't get a lot of stories.
Yeah, West New Zealand were out of service for several hours due to a leap year related software issue.
Makes you wish you had a Tesla that day.
Right? That day only, but
Yeah.
gas station chains including Allied Petroleum, Gull, Z, and Waitomo, it sounds more like a Japanese than a New Zealand, reported they could not process card payments on Thursday because their computer systems were not programmed to accept February 29th as a valid date.
Would that be Y29?
I was going to say, this reminds me of Y2K.
I was going to say that's Y29.
This is like Y2K, but it actually happened.
I mean, so motorists, it goes on saying motorists have been turned up, or motorists have been turning up and unable to get fuel. That was Gillian Lays, a spokesman for Gulf New Zealand. They told the New York Times it has been incredibly frustrating for our customers. You would think they would have that figured out. It says they've been dealing with this for the last 20 to 30 years.
But then he says, the issue resulted from a specific software update from the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. Blame it on COVID.
Yeah, blame
it on COVID. He said the system was back online around 7 p.m. on Thursday, so people were able to get their gas.
That wouldn't have done me any good if I needed gas to get to work. Could I blame that?
I know. Sorry, leap year shutdown.
I mean, it's leap year. So last episode we were talking about the raccoons
that stole
the DoorDash. You know, so we had the raccoons were out at it again.
So Washington Road sign was hacked to warn of angry raccoons ahead, and we have that picture.
So there it is, right there. We see.
The owner of an electronic road sign in Washington said a message warning drivers about angry raccoons ahead was the work of pranksters.
I was thinking it was actual raccoons.
Epic failure?
That would be that. Yeah, epic failure.
At least it wasn't angry beavers.
Oh. There you go.
The sign at the side of Spokane's Northwest Boulevard near Audubon Park displayed the perplexing message during the Wednesday morning commute, and the city public works department officials said they had no information on the sign or of any angry raccoon area in activity in the area.
So once again, I wish that the it was the angry. I wish it was raccoons that did it.
They say they're just happy it wasn't rated R. I could only imagine.
I could only imagine too. But yeah, have you ever thought about that when you drive by those? It would be neat to go in and change the message.
Oh yeah.
I've thought of that many times.
Do you remember the video department at Smith's?
Yes.
When we worked there.
Yeah.
And it had that streaming message. Yeah. I put some messages in there to see if anybody was paying attention a few times.
That was you.
That was me.
Wonderful.
This is why I'm my own boss now.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. So
next we've got a breast augmentation.
No, it'd be a breast reduction. Actually,
breast reduction. Okay.
So we're gonna play a little short story for you guys here. It comes out of West Virginia, and we're gonna play a little story for you here so you can see it. So just here we go. If you guys are watching, you'll hear it. There's audio, but if you're watching it, feel free to watch it. But go ahead and listen.
They're calling it the end of an era. Hundreds gathering at the old Hooters for a candlelight vigil.
It's a lot of memories going down with that building.
But through the tears,
hi guys!
Former Hooters employees coming together for one last reunion.
I started out as just, coming in to get a job, and it became so much more because I met so many lifelong friends and my coworkers.
So I want to thank each and every one of you.
West Virginia's last Hooters in Kanawha City never reopened after March 2020.
For all the naysayers, the doubters, the down talkers and whatnot, this building right here was a legitimate, iconic figure to the Kanawha Valley.
The vigil began as a joke between friends, gaining traction on social media and the attention of international news outlets.
Long live Hooters.
The building will be torn down Monday and replaced with a popular gas station chain. Crowds celebrating decades of memories. Co-organizer Leo Browning says Hooters corporate found out about the vigil and overnighted them a box of calendars to give to people. Browning announcing during the vigil they need real help.
One of our close friends' daughter, she was just diagnosed with a very, very, very rare disease, and it's very serious. If she don't get help, then she's not going to be with us very much longer. So
Browning adds he hopes the love and support for Hooters continues for years to come.
Yeah, so it goes on here. It says fans and former employees of the last Hooters to close its doors in West Virginia gathered outside the former restaurant for a candlelight vigil ahead of the building's demolition.
All I know is that if there's ever a Hooters reunion in Phoenix, please invite us.
Yeah, I my 21st birthday we went to Hooters. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, we all went there. I didn't get ID'd, but all you guys did.
Well, it's because you were gray at the age of 15. So.
Yeah, I mean. But yeah, so the Hooters Eatery in, what is that, Kanawha?
I want to say, Kanawha.
City, Charleston closed during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Blame it on COVID again.
Blame it on COVID. In March of 2020 and never reopened, with developers eventually announcing the building would be demolished to make way for a Sheetz
gas station?
Sheetz gas station. I better check my sheets.
Right? That must be an East Coast thing.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Organizers of the Candlelight Vigil started out as a joke between friends, but it took off on social media, and hundreds of people, including some former Hooters employees, turned out to pay tribute to the restaurant, famous for its wings and scantily clad servers.
Leo Browning, one of the organizers of the event, said Hooters corporate office learned of the vigil plans and mailed a box of calendars to be distributed at the building's to the building's mourners. And the vigil ended up being more than a tribute to a beloved restaurant. It also raised money for a local family in need.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, it as joking as it is, with the as funny as it is, at least something good came out of it.
And I got to tell my little anecdote about my dad here.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So 19.
That would be the co-host, better known as Rich Number One.
Yeah. That was my dad, Rich Senior. He came down to visit me when I lived down there in '92, and at the time, the spring training team in Tucson was called. Oh, I was living in Tucson, not Phoenix, and the spring training team was the Colorado Rockies. Actually, it was '93. It was their first year. It was the spring of '93, and they were playing a game against our favorite team, the Chicago Cubs. And this was back in the day when they played at minor league parks. They didn't all have their own, decked out stadiums.
Yeah.
With half the seating that a regular major league stadium has now, like Sloan Park. But anyway, so it was minor league parks used to always have these billboards all over, and there was big old Hooters.
Yeah, like all the way across the back the wall of the outfield. You always had advertisements.
Yep. Just watch Bull Durham sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to my dad, and we're watching.
If you hit the if you hit the bull, you got a free steak dinner or something. Wasn't that it?
Yeah. But there's a guy sitting about two seats down from me, and I'm 18. I'm still really shy, and I'm still, or maybe 19. I can't remember. But and this guy's sitting. And a guy comes up to bat. It might have been Ryan Sandberg at the time, or a Cub who was well known at the time, and he's screaming, "Hit the Hooters! Hit the Hooters!" And my dad and I just couldn't stop laughing. So every time I hear a Hooters, I think of my dad because of that.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But so, anyways, so they did this vigil. I think it would have been neat if they should have held one. They closed the Tempe Hooters.
Yeah. Again, Hooters reunion. Extend the invitation.
Yeah, I'm in. That's one of those things that growing up, it's getting replaced by a Captain D's. Now, if you guys don't know what Captain D's is, it's like a Long John Silver's. It's a fish joint.
Another East Coast thing.
No, they actually used to have them out in East Mesa. They had a couple out there.
East Coast, East Mesa.
Yeah, really the same.
So, our next story comes from New York.
Yeah,
Only
you know what?
New
So yeah, it's always New York's fault. So in all my years of retail, and I know you were in it for a short while, did you do much stopping of shoplifters?
Only one major one that I can remember. Everybody knew this guy was shoplifting and he was going to make a run for the door, and they all tackled him on the way out.
Oh, well, I've done it. I've stopped a lot of people, and a lot of people have put a lot of things in their pants.
Okay.
To hide it. The best one was we caught a guy who was wearing overalls, and he put a roast in his pants.
Or was he just happy to see you?
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking about this. That's what I'm asking about this next question. This next story. I mean, that's my question. So a New York City man who had admitted to smuggling 3 Burmese pythons in his pants through a U.S.-Canadian border crossing was sentenced Wednesday. So this would be this came out on February 14th. This is actually a Valentine's Day. So it came out on Valentine's Day then.
So, okay, he's got 2 legs. He had 3 pythons. If he had 1 in each side, maybe he could get away with it. Where the hell was the 3rd? Was he sprouting a tail or something?
He could have been like a little tripod.
Yeah, that would draw attention.
But yeah, Calvin Batista. Yeah, he's 38. He was crossed into northern New York with the hidden snakes on a bus from Montreal to New York City on July.
Not to be confused with snakes on a plane.
Yeah, no, snakes on a bus.
Maggots on a plane.
Yeah, maggots on a bus. Exactly. It was on July 15th of 2018. The young adult snakes were hidden in his inner thigh of his pants in a snake bag tied to the pants drawstring. Again,
2 I could see. 3?
Yeah.
They were discovered by the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection officers, according to the court documents and a release from the office of the U.S. Attorney Carla B. Friedman. So Border Patrol was allowed to do their jobs when it came to snakes.
But they can't do it. We need to go to the northern border, folks. We got to start having our politicians go to the northern border and stop this huge migration of snakes.
We're gonna have to put those snakes up in New York City now. Anyway, they were discovered by the Queens resident purchased the snakes, which were worth more than $2,500 at a reptile store in Canada, according to court documents. The importation of the Burmese pythons is regulated by an international treaty and by U.S. federal regulations listing them as injurious to human beings. So they were probably worried about them injuring other people, and they're probably also illegal to smuggle into the country.
Yeah, I don't, because every time, back in the day when you used to just go across the border to like another state, do you have any animals, vegetables, or minerals?
They still do that in California.
Yeah, it's California, though.
Yeah, they want to make sure that the fruits and nuts are staying there.
Yeah, and when you come back, you just drive in. You don't even go through that.
Yeah, Arizona's much more relaxed on it.
Yeah, so the Burmese python, it goes on saying, is one of the world's largest snakes and is considered a vulnerable species in its native Asia and is invasive in Florida, where it threatens native animals. Yeah, I've seen pictures of pythons eating like whole cats.
Yeah, they've got those.
They could, yeah.
No lockjaw for them.
But here's my question: if he had the snakes in his pants, I would be a little afraid of his.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. I hope the head of the snake was pointed
down.
Yeah.
They claimed he had him in a bag, but you know.
All right.
So what's with pancakes again? We've now had world records about pancakes, and now we got
matchsticks and raccoons. It's
like an ongoing theme.
Right.
I mean, we don't need to pancakes. Maybe next time we record, we'll be eating pancakes. Then.
No, I was just thinking we could set a new world record. We could cook the most pancakes for raccoons to come and steal after they get delivered by DoorDash, and we can have matchsticks in our nose while we're watching it. I don't know.
Or how far can the raccoons get with the pancake?
Yeah. Raccoon pancake race. Okay, in the centuries-old English pancake race, you have to just go flat out. In only England, women in matching checkered aprons, headscarves, and a rainbow of running shoes limbered up Tuesday as prepared for a centuries-old pancake race in this English country town. Wow.
So once again, our friends across the pond.
Yeah, and women in matching checkered aprons. Boy, I'm surprised people aren't having a fit about that.
Well, but here's the thing: across the pond, you've heard they chase the cheese wheel right down the hill. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a big thing. I don't know where. I think it might be Scotland. It's somewhere in the UK or on the British Isles. They do it. They chase a cheese wheel down. It's a century-old tradition and game. And there's these people that are tumbling down the hill because they trip as they're chasing the cheese wheel, and whoever catches the cheese wheel wins the cheese wheel.
Okay, and if they were doing this like in suburban area like New York or Philadelphia, you'd have people saying, "Hey, it's nacho cheese." Anyway, in this race, they rolled their shoulders in unison, raised up their toes, and did squats before stepping to the starting line with their frying pans in hand. At the word go, they sprint through the streets.
It's like lacrosse. Have you ever watched lacrosse?
Yes, Coach Winters.
Yeah, but lacrosse, when they're running, they get the ball in their net. They gotta move it back and forth.
Yeah, it's like dribbling a basketball. Yeah, it's comparable to that.
So it's the same idea here, but you got to dribble the pancake in the pan, I guess.
So at the word go, they sprint through the streets, trying not to drop their pancakes as they roughly trace the path taken by a harried housewife who in 1445, or so legend has it, heard the church bell signaling the Shrove Tuesday service and raced off with her skillet. It's a horrible distance, said Kaisa Larkis, 44, a mother of four, who legged it past Eloise Kramer to capture the only title with a time of 63.37 seconds. You just got to go flat out and hope that you're not going to fall over, but it's good fun.
So would that be the true definition of fast food breakfast?
Yeah.
Do you think McDonald's could produce your breakfast in 63 seconds without having to pull you over? Can you go please park in the drive-through spot? We're still making your pancakes.
Right. Park in the spot number 2 over there. And
yeah, so they've done this. They've done this pancake race for. It says the tradition has been repeated over centuries, not only in
not only in Olney, but across England and even in the U.S., where Kansas, their town.
Oh, the town of Liberal.
Town of Liberal. That explains it.
Well, Liberal. Remember Liberal last.
Yeah, we had a Liberal
last week. They flipped pancakes in Liberal. Remember that? And they did the.
Liberal must be a big pancake town.
We might have to go take a field trip to Liberal one day.
Yeah. Just wear your MAGA hat. They copied the idea, and they've been trying to outrun the friendly British rivals for 75 years now.
Well, so in Liberal Kansas, they're trying to beat the boys over. They're the girls across the pond, the ladies across the pond. But there's just something about pancakes, Maybe Maybe we should see if we could go and get like a whole bunch of like the Eggo pancakes, and see if we can stack those tall, and then we should go run with Eggo pancakes. I don't think I could do much running to begin with, but
and we'd probably look pretty silly on the streets of Arizona running around with pancakes, and unless it was 120 out, and you can crack an egg on the sidewalk and cook it along with the pancakes.
No, I think we look sillier if we were in checkered aprons running down the street.
I don't know. And we used to have to wear those when we worked for Smith's.
Oh, yeah, that's
aprons?
true. That's true.
So.
That's very true. Yeah. But that might be another record that we could try to break. It's stacked.
Here's one we're not going to try to break because I don't do needles. And
Well, yeah. So, anyways, on to let's go ahead and get on to more silly world records that have been broken since our last episode. So here comes some silly records. Hey, I mean, I know you don't have any tattoos. I've got a few, but mine have meaning. The few that I have.
right. If I was going to get one, it would have to be more than just
I wouldn't just be like, hey, let's go ahead and break a world record of it. 69 rabbit tattoos. So Craig Evans, he's 42 years old. He got his first rabbit tattoo in 2009. And now he has a total of 69 rabbits tattooed on his arms, legs, and chest.
He says, I love the aesthetic of a rabbit. They're such cute creatures, and the juxtaposition of getting something so cute as a tattoo, which is usually renowned for being a tough person's thing, is something I really like. He said he's currently unable to have a pet rabbit, though.
You wascally wabbit.
Unfortunately, I don't have any pet rabbits, as I have a terrier called Birdie. I don't think that it would be a good pairing, but he loves Birdie very much.
What did he name his terrier, like Bugs?
Yeah.
Or Roger.
Or Playboy. Even that tattoo. He's got a tattoo actually of Birdie. So it's his only non-rabbit tattoo. But that one shows the canine wearing a bunny bandana to keep the theme running.
So, once again, I got all my tattoos have meaning. And I'm not going to go have a world record of them just because. I mean, 69, it's a good number, but that's just a bad idea.
Yeah, and should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, he should have.
Albuquerque.
He should have.
Albuquerque.
Yeah, so 69 rabbit tattoos, guys. So I'm going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with one. Now, another world record that was beaten this week, and I didn't even know that this was a world record. An Oregon woman, her tongue measured in at 5.2 inches in circumference.
Boy, I thought I got tongue-tied.
But yeah, here we go. Now, what I'm wondering is, before we go into this, I wonder if her and Gene Simmons got together and compared tongues.
I think his was length and hers is circumference.
Yeah, hers is circumference, but I mean, go on with it. While you're doing that, go on with this. I'm going to look up the longest tongue.
Okay.
While you're going on with this.
This is the roundest tongue, but okay.
Yeah.
Portland resident Jenny Duvander said she was reading the 2023 Guinness Book of World Records with her son when she saw there was a category for she says.
Now, here's my question: were Guinness Book adjudicators there at the dentist's office?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be it.
No, trust me, I'm a dentist. Her son Evan loves Guinness World Records and pours through the hardcover books every year. she says her record is definitely inspired by his love of facts and human abilities. And she's very proud of her unusual tongue, as I'm sure anybody would be. She says, tongues aren't exactly gorgeous, are they? But they're pretty cool. They're pure muscle and so agile.
Did you know the tongue is actually the strongest muscle in the human body?
Sometimes.
My brain can be the strongest muscle.
Okay. She said her a tongue is pretty useful for playing fast notes. She plays the flute, and she says that's where...
I don't want to know what flute she plays.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay.
when you articulate a note on the flute, they actually call it tonguing. Yeah. Let's keep this G-rated.
Yeah, the jokes that could come out of that.
All right.
So, I looked it up here. Now, this is right off of the Guinness World Record site. It comes up a fellow by the name of Nick Stobrell from, I believe I pronounced that right, from Salinas, California, has an extremely unique record-breaking feature. It says, you may not realize what it is until you go to get ice cream, though. Well, yeah. It says Nick has the world's longest male tongue, measuring in at 10.1 centimeters or 3.97 inches. It's so long that he can hold 5 ring donuts.
Gene Simmons, eat your heart out.
Yeah, there we go.
Nick, eat your donuts.
Yeah, Nick, go eat your donuts. Boy, I would love to eat 5 donuts that way. Just stick my tongue out, throw donuts on, and bam, right in.
Yeah, that'd be handy. Pineapple rings, you could do all sorts of fun stuff.
Apple rings. I mean, just you could cut to the chase. You don't have to worry about it. Even you don't have to hold it. You could just you throw all 5 on your tongue and go from there.
Have your own little shish kebab holder there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but yeah. So that why would somebody even think that? But I want to go see if my tongue can hold.
Why would somebody think about how many matchsticks they could shove in their nose? But hey,
or the longest arm hair. Oof.
Yeah.
Now we've all been to concerts, right? I've been to concerts with you, and we've seen a lot of concerts. And does it not amaze you how they get all of those all the amps going at once, and everybody's plugged in and all different. I mean, they got.
They keep the roadies busy for sure.
Oh, they do. Yeah, definitely.
This guy even did.
This guy. So this one is actually really, in my opinion, it's actually sort of a cool world record. It's one that, once again, who would ever think about it? But a musician, he played through 81 amps at the same time for a world record.
John Locker played at the 81 amps at the Valair Ballroom in West Des Moines on Sunday. This says February 26th. So as part of the live music venue's soft opening following a $15 million renovation project. But I mean, gosh.
Well, he broke the previous record of 50 amps,
which is nuts.
Which is still crazy.
Yeah.
That's
81. He almost doubled it.
I mean, yeah. He was the first musician to take the Valair stage following a 13-month renovation project. I guess it's the Valair is some historical theater in West Des Moines. But yeah, 81 amps. That's actually really a cool.
And that was just a test run for the official first show, starring Green Sky Bluegrass.
How would that be the opening act? How would you feel as a in a band if you're like, the opening act just broke a world record? What do we got? What do we got to do?
Especially with a name like Green I can't even say it. Tongue tied again.
It was, but is your tongue 5.21 inches in diameter or circumference?
I don't know, and I can't go to my dentist. He just passed away. So
Green Sky Bluegrass
There we
is
go.
the name of the band or the group.
Blue Sky Green Grass would probably be a little. Anyway,
But yeah, so yeah, 81 amps. That is actually really cool. And looking at the picture here, we weren't able to get this picture up on for all of you out there. But once again, look it up. UPI, they have it on there. UPI.com. They have the picture on there, but it is so freaking cool. They got all these Marshalls and these Revels, and I mean, and it is actually a very neat looking picture of all the amps that are just sort of laid out behind him. And I wonder if he had earplugs in.
Oh, he had to. I would have blown him away.
It's like the scene from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
The opening scene where Marty plugged into that huge amp. I mean, that it's just cool though. It's just really cool.
He would have gotten thrown across the room faster than the guy in the beer story.
Now, coming to the Phoenix area, so you remember we did the story a few episodes back about the world's largest bounce house.
Yeah,
and it was in what, Dubai or something?
Yeah.
Was it Dubai?
It was like the main city in Dubai.
Yeah, it was somewhere in the Middle East. But I stumbled across this week on once again KTR News 92.3 FM. I stumbled across on their website an article that said the world's largest bounce house is coming to Phoenix for a weekend on a nationwide tour. I didn't see if this company is part of it's a company, Bounce America, which wasn't the company that did the other one.
That was their sister.
So
Dubai.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it is actually the same, or if it really is the world's largest bounce house. Because
this one here, it says the premier attraction got even bigger and bouncier for this year. It stands as tall as 32 feet. It features giant slides, ball pits, climbing towers, and more. And it features a DJ at the center of it. That's pretty cool. That's
actually really cool.
Yeah.
We might need to find where this is at and go explore it. I think it's
2209 North 99th Avenue, Friday to Sunday. So
that's this. It's actually this week. It's the 9th.
Yeah.
The 9th through the 11th. Yeah. So too late for that, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought it interesting that some other company is touting the world's largest bounce house, and being the Guinness. We need to go call up a Guinness adjudicator, right, and have them show up to this one.
Have them come out and adjudicate.
Make sure that this one actually is the longest, the world's largest bounce house.
Tickets for this, it says they are $22 for the toddler option and $45 for the adult option. This might be one of those ones that's actually worth it. Sometimes you pay something like that for some cheesy, cornfield festival or something, and you're like, what did I just spend all that
on? That might actually be a fun one, but make sure we all wear socks.
Yeah, right.
And make sure we all have our socks on it. But yeah, so we're gonna get coming up here one of these days. We're gonna get going on on at least breaking one world record. It's just gonna take us a little bit of time. We both have things going on outside the show, so it's a little bit busy. It's hard enough to sit down in the Rocket Courier studios for the few hours that we put this together for your guys' listening enjoyment. But we will get to it. We are going to try to definitely break the world record for matchsticks. And, in the meantime, we just sit around doing this.
Don't give away our secrets.
We've been training our whole lives. We've been boys that picked our nose.
Yeah, we've had runny noses at night, stuffed Kleenex up there.
Yeah, well, no, I never did it for runny noses. I did it for bloody noses. I always got bloody noses as a kid, so I'm pretty well versed at putting things up my nose.
Yeah. Get a little Vicks Vapo stuff in there first.
There you have it.
We should make a Rocky type video. Da-da-da, with our nose training.
Am I going to stand at the top of the courthouse steps in Phoenix and just start jumping around like this with
You're gonna go
89 matches in my nose or 70? Anyways, we got to thank our stories. Thank some of our sources. Once again, UPI.com, the AP, and then our local station here, KTR News 92.3.
Stay tuned for our next segment. We got a special guest.
Yeah, and with that, everybody, we're going to bring on to our next segment. Let's get ready for it. So, once again, let's talk. All right, everybody, it's Let's Talk. Now, as we promised you a few episodes back, we'd bring you nothing but our angst and hijinks from when we were teenagers and younger adults. But being that we're both old and we forgot to take our ginkgo biloba and our Prevagen, we couldn't think of anything to talk about on this episode of Let's Talk. So we're bringing you
we've got a special guest for you today.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go over here. Let me get you over. They look alike. It's scary.
I look like my dad.
Which is really scary.
Well, I look like number one. At least I don't look like number two.
Oh, there we go. Get the sound effects in. So, welcome back to Arizona. I mean, you've been gone. You're living up in the Great Northwest now. You couldn't have picked a better time of year to be here. Again, as you know, being that you grew up out here.
Except for all the other people who were here at the same time.
Exactly. It's snowbird season and
spring training.
And yeah, I mean,
you should have seen the rental car line.
They brought the rain with them the first day, but it seems to have cleared up now.
2 days in a row, actually.
Yeah, no, it did. 2 days in a row it rained.
Yeah,
maybe Thursday and Friday.
Since
Thank
I
you.
moved up there, literally every time I've come down, it's rained.
Well, thank you. You got to come back more often.
I'll do my best.
You got to
come back when it's 120 out.
No, because after living in Washington, when you come back down for 120, you melt.
I'm warm, and it's like 65 out right now.
Yeah. So, funny story. So my kid's mom is from Washington, right. And we went back there one year when we were engaged. I think we weren't married yet, but we went back to go see her brother get married. And she was actually in the wedding because she was best friends with the girl her brother was marrying. So she was dressed all nice. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to dress nice also. So I brought a suit, coat, pant, the whole deal. And I was sitting outside of the place with her brother and and all the groomsmen. We were all having drinks. They were all in their tuxedos. Now, this is long before the days of getting the weather on this little device. So in the morning, I happened to break out the newspaper that came out of Tacoma. I don't even remember what the name of it was, but I broke out that newspaper and I looked at what the temperature was going to be back home. They used to publish the high temperatures in the newspaper, yeah. And I was going through there and I'm looking through. Ooh, Phoenix is going to be 118 today. What's it going to be here in Seattle area? Oh, it's only going to be about 80. Oh, good. I can handle that. So we go to the wedding. We're standing out there having drinks and everything, and me and the guys and the groomsmen are all sitting there. Oh my God, it's so hot. This is horrible.
You're wearing a 3-piece?
They were wearing, yeah. They were in 3-piece suits. Yep. But they were going on about it. They were saying, oh my God, it's painful. It's horrible. And I'm just sitting there. I have my beer in my hand. We'll pretend this is my beer. I wish it was at this point. But yeah, so I had beer in my hand and I'm just drinking it. They go, how are you doing that without, you're not even sweating? And I looked at them and I went, guys, back home today, the high is the dramatic pause I did.
He Shatnered it.
I said, well, back home today, the high is going to be 118.
Winter weather out here.
Yeah. Today, the high here is only 80. And you ask, how can I still be in my suit? They didn't complain anymore about the weather. They didn't complain anymore. It was great.
I expected, but the humidity. You don't understand.
Yeah, you always get that. Especially
Yeah, but
the
you guys have a dry heat over there. No, you've never walked outside after taking a shower at 120, and then it's like, there ain't no dry heat at that point.
Yeah, I've always said the difference is like when you roll down your car window as you're driving, here it's like literally opening a stove, whereas there it's like, oh, it feels a little nicer. You know?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that this time of year, everybody in Arizona, the ball players all spring train.
Right.
So we need to spring train for summer here. And I'm a firm believer that we need to go into our kitchens. We got to crank our ovens up to 325.
Just open it.
And just stand in front of it and open it. And let that wafting heat, condition us. Because that's exactly what it's like when you get out to your front door, or you get into your car and you're like, whoa.
That just brings to mind the famous meme of showing people in hell, and then they show guys with sunglasses and they're just kicking back and drinking, and one devil says to another, "Oh, you can always tell the ones from Arizona."
So how long are you planning to stay back home here for this trip?
Only 6 days.
Only 6 days. Only 6 days. So your time is short with grandson.
Yeah.
You need to hurry up. You need to like kidnap the kid.
Right.
And
he stayed with us the other night, and
no. You need to keep him all the time.
Good luck.
You need to be like, go up to him and go, sorry, he's mine for these 6 days.
What happens when there's a nice poopy?
Mom, Dad. Same thing my parents did to me when you had poopy.
That's funny that you said it. So my mom used to watch my kids when they were young, and I came over to pick them up from work one day, and one of my daughters had to have her diaper changed, and I said, "Mom, can you change that? I just got done working. I just got here." I said, and she goes, "Well, you're the one who pulled your dick out of your pants." It's not, well, it wasn't that way. Oh, no, she goes, "You should have kept it in your pants if you didn't want to change the diaper."
I was going to say, I couldn't see your mom saying the first thing. I could see your mom saying the second thing.
She said, "You should have kept it in your pants if you didn't want to change diapers. She's your kid." Okay, Mom. Now I can't wait for that day when I get to do that.
I've already gotten to do it.
Oh, you asshole.
And I'll get to do it again. Brianna's 2 months away from.
God,
she's 7 months.
You're just getting.
Now.
You are getting old.
I know.
I'm feeling like a spring chicken right now.
She got me a T-shirt when she told me she was pregnant. It said, "Promoted to Grandpa again."
Again. Oh my God! So what are you doing for work up there?
I do work anywhere. I work from home.
Oh, you work from home? Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I wish I could work from home sometimes.
I wish I didn't have to work from home all the time.
No, you could be Mr. Mom. Yeah, that's a movie reference, probably Lost.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, early 80s.
Let's see, I think of, what's his name? Vin Diesel and The Babysitter.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie.
That's what pops in my head.
No, it's a generational thing right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Mom, though, was much funnier, I think.
That's That's one I got to rewatch. It's been a while.
It's been quite some time, but I thought it was a great movie.
That one and the other one with Michael Keaton, Johnny Dangerously.
Oh yeah,
That is one I want to rewatch because
yes.
I'd probably understand the jokes a lot better now.
Well, yeah, and that's definitely part of getting older. So, anyways, folks, we've wasted enough of your time on Let's Talk today. Thank you for popping in, number 3.
Glad to be here.
It's a pleasure to see you. I haven't seen you in years. I mean, I know you can see me and my greatness every 2 weeks on YouTube and other forms of social media. So, and then you unfortunately have to see your dad.
No comment.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
All right, everybody. With that being said, let's go ahead and wrap up this show. So once again, every couple weeks, you can go ahead and find us on the world of social media. We are on X, or formerly known as the Twitter machine. We are on TikTok now. So if you guys are watching that are TikTok fans, we do have a number of shorts up on TikTok for your viewing and laughing pleasure. You can always reach us at The Talking Groose at thegroose.com. So, co-host, what do you think? Another show in the bag?
Yeah, and our first guest star.
Yeah, we had our first guest. Oh, there we go, guys. For fist bumps. We had our first guest on the show today. But hey, with all that, you guys, it's been a pleasure. We have audibly assaulted your ears long enough today, I think.
Yeah, no. And third voice didn't hurt any. Broadcast professionals.
Broadcast professionals, that's right. We are aiming to be that. Now, once again, go watch episode 1. You'll understand what we're talking about when we say broadcast professionals. But with that, once again, thank you for joining us. Follow us, like us. We'll take comments, hints, tips, suggestions. Once again, we'll take the winning lottery numbers, and if we get them, the quality of this show will exponentially get better. Until then, and until the next episode, just remember, everybody, let's talk.